Pledging your eternal soul to an outer god demands a total overhaul of your wardrobe, your operational security, and eventually your physical form. You have to weigh the advantages of raw cosmic power against the necessity of buying groceries, holding a job, or walking outside without causing a panic. To navigate this, we're analyzing the signature styles of the major cults, allowing you to choose an aesthetic that matches your personal risk tolerance. We can plot these choices on a simple matrix. The horizontal axis tracks your societal integration, ranging from passing as human on the left to total isolation on the right. The vertical axis measures biological alteration. At the origin, you keep your human body. At the top, you commit to extreme, irreversible mutation. We'll now plot the three main archetypes of worshippers onto this board, based on their specific wardrobe requirements and daily trade-offs. Be clear on the endgame. Every single path leads to human insignificance and planetary doom. Because universal ruin is inevitable, selecting your cult aesthetic is a practical exercise in maximizing your comfort and efficiency until the stars align. The top left of our matrix belongs to the Urbane optimizer. This profile is for the working professional who needs to retain their bank account, their social standing, and their human facade. Followers of Nyarlathotep occupy this space. Adopting the Mr. Skin or Black Pharaoh aesthetic requires a massive budget for immaculate, bespoke suits or perfectly tailored, heavy silk robes. Wealthy cults have used refined Egyptian chic fashion to mask their rituals for a century. These factions originated around massive ancient architecture, networking within elite circles long before modern cities were built. The cults of Hastur take a similar approach, relying on standard high-end urban wear, augmented only by a subtle yellow sign emblem tucked under a lapel or worn as jewelry. This apparel allows you to operate completely undetected in corporate offices and high society galas. The trade-off is a grueling operational discipline. You can never openly display your devotion. One slip-up or wardrobe malfunction will collapse your cover. The scorecard for the Urbane optimizer shows the heavy financial burden required to mask your activities. Blending in requires vast wealth and the constant suppression of your true loyalties. You are trading cosmic freedom for societal stealth. Next is the Heritage investor. This path offers generational wealth and localized immortality in exchange for permanent biological changes. The Esoteric Order of Dagon utilizes a wardrobe of strangely angled golden tiaras and extremely bulky clothing. These garments serve a structural purpose. They cover the bulging, unblinking eyes and scaly skin of the Innsmouth look. The order embedded themselves in mundane coastal infrastructure to mask their massive maritime operations and illicit gold trade. They co-opted standard civic organizations and their formal attire, hiding their meetings in plain sight behind imposing stone walls. The Cult of the Worm relies on heavy vintage cloaks and smooth wax masks. These are mandatory to hide faces composed of writhing maggot clusters. These aesthetic choices secure access to ancestral power, endless gold, and a mutated form of eternal life. But the operational limits are severe. Daytime travel and standard employment become physically impossible once your disguise reaches this level of bulk. The scorecard reveals the biological toll. You are trading your humanity for a different kind of survival. For this demographic, clothing is no longer a fashion choice. It is a mandatory prosthetic used to hide a monstrous reality. Finally, we have the feral minimalist. This path is for those who reject society entirely and prioritize raw ritual efficacy over any form of stealth. Worshippers of Shub-Niggurath have a $0 wardrobe budget, relying on ritual nudity, deep swamp mud, and raw animal hides. The Cthulhu cult mirrors this minimalism, choosing the deepest, most isolated rural environments to practice their faith. This aesthetic offers absolute physical and moral freedom. You connect directly with primal elements with no financial overhead. However, you have zero security. By refusing to blend in, you are incredibly vulnerable to violent raids by law enforcement. Followers of Shub-Niggurath face an additional biological risk, undergoing the Gof-Nup-Hubod mutation. This process transforms the worshipper into a satyr-like, oved beast, permanently barring you from civilized human spaces. The Feral Minimalist scorecard shows that you spend nothing and you hide nothing. By discarding clothing, you discard society's protection, making yourself a visible target in exchange for pure cosmic liberation. Your chosen cult apparel directly reflects how much human baseline you are willing to sacrifice. This centers on one choice: how much human appearance you must retain. Need wealth and stealth? You're an Urbane optimizer. Want immortality but don't care about a human face? You're a heritage investor. Reject society completely with zero budget? You are a feral minimalist. This choice dictates the parameters of the rest of your doomed existence on Earth. Choose your wardrobe today. Once the cosmic mutations begin, your ability to pick an aesthetic is completely gone.